Our cottage in the Cotswolds was warm, the scent of bread in the air. Eleanor read, I fumbled with furniture, and our son Leo built a fortress of blocks. Leo, quiet and observant, had never spoken a full sentence. We worried, but tried not to show it. Then suddenly he spoke, not mummy or daddy, but a guttural word. Dingir. He pointed at a star-shaped block. Then at the window. Anne! Eleanor and I froze. The words felt ancient, alien. We tried to coax more from him, but he fell silent, returning to his blocks. That night curiosity overpowered doubt. I searched the word Sumerian. Dingir meant god or star. An was the sky god. A cold dread crept in. How could Leo, a 4-year-old in rural England, speak the world's first written language? We had no books on Sumeria, no exposure to ancient history. The incident was an anomaly, a data point that shattered the pattern of our lives. That night I barely slept, haunted by dreams of ziggurats and endless desert skies. The next morning the memory lingered, impossible, undeniable. We tried to dismiss it as baby talk, but the clarity of his words haunted us. Something had changed in our home, and we couldn't explain it. The ordinary had become extraordinary, and we were left with questions no parent should ever have to ask. Our lives would never be the same. We watched Leo with new intensity. The Sumerian words kept coming. His toys became magur and dumu. He spoke in flawless grammar, as if a switch had flipped in his mind. Eleanor was frightened, clinging to him, whispering, "You're Leo, you live here." Leo would answer, "Ene dumu lugal, he is the son of a king." The disconnect was terrifying. It felt like we were losing him to history. I was gripped by curiosity. I recorded his words, cross-referenced them, built a glossary. This was a mystery that defied science and psychology. We realized we needed help. Who do you call when your child speaks a dead language? After a detailed monologue about a Sumerian temple, we made a decision. We contacted Dr. Alistair Finch, head of Assyriology at Oxford, a man who might not dismiss us as mad. The phenomenon was no longer fleeting, it was our new reality. We braced ourselves for answers, or at least for someone who could understand the questions. The world of the nursery had become a portal to the ancient past. Dr. Finch arrived, skeptical but polite. He listened, doubt etched on his face. Then Leo entered, looked him in the eye and asked in Sumerian, "Mia kata ia?" Where do you come from? Finch froze, shock replacing skepticism. He replied in hesitant Sumerian, and a conversation began. 5,000 years bridged in our living room. For an hour Leo spoke of Eridu, reed houses, date wine, kings and priests. He wasn't reciting facts, he was recounting memories. Finch's disbelief gave way to awe. He scribbled notes, voice trembling. "This is impossible," he whispered. "It's not just language. It's context, accent, details no one could know." Leo described daily life with the ease of someone who had lived it. Finch realized his field was being rewritten by a 4-year-old. The implications were staggering. Our son was a living window into a lost world. The line between past and present had blurred. Finch's expertise was dwarfed by Leo's impossible knowledge. The mystery deepened, and so did our fear. We were no longer just parents, we were witnesses to history. The world, we sensed, would never be the same, and neither would we. Dr. Finch became a regular, our home a bridge to ancient Sumer. Leo's stories grew darker. He spoke of Mulan, the star of heaven, with dread. He described strange lights in the sky, beings called Anunnaki, not gods, but tall, pale visitors from the stars. They shared knowledge, demanded tribute, and inspired both awe and fear. Leo called them Lu'ul, the sky people. The relationship soured. The sky people took resources and people. The priests offered gifts, but fear gripped Eridu. Finch struggled to reconcile these accounts with myth. Leo's stories weren't myths, they were eyewitness accounts. The Anunnaki were colonists, not deities. Finch theorized Sumerian religion was a cargo cult, myth built on misunderstood contact with extraterrestrials. The idea was heretical, but Leo's details made it plausible. Every word challenged history itself. The past was no longer just legend. It was alive in our son. Leo's memories turned to war. The Mia Galgal, the Great War. Not city-states fighting, but humans rebelling against the sky people. He described armies with bronze spears facing weapons of light. Gibel Nim Gear, fire from the sky. The sky people's soldiers were unstoppable, their technology devastating. Leo spoke of hiding, of the Anguba, the sky's roar that shattered stone and spirit. Finch found evidence: vitrified sand, destroyed cities, signs of ancient unnatural heat. The rebellion failed. The great king died. Humanity was crushed, but the Sky People suffered losses too. Their resources depleted, they retreated to the stars, leaving a traumatized world. The survivors turned memory into myth. The truth of the conflict faded, but its scars remained. Leo's nightmares were echoes of a war lost to history. The gods had left, but their shadow lingered, and the world would never know the full story. Until now. Dr. Finch brought in experts, physicists, engineers, strategists. Leo's descriptions of weapons matched high-yield energy and sonic technology. His skyboats were seamless, dark, capable of impossible maneuvers, eerily similar to theoretical aerospace designs. The experts were stunned. Leo's details were too technical to dismiss. The Sky People, despite their power, had limits. The human rebellion made occupation too costly. Theories formed. An advanced civilization had visited Earth, shaped early culture, and left after a costly war. The gods were not divine. They were engineers, soldiers, colonists. Their technology was real, their legacy hidden in myth. The evidence was absurd, a child's testimony, but it fit. The past was being rewritten, and the implications were terrifying. Humanity's first gods were visitors from the stars, and their story was only beginning to surface. The line between myth and history had vanished. Amidst the chaos, Leo was still a child, haunted by memories not his own. He cried for reasons he couldn't explain, avoided toys that triggered ancient fears. We tried to give him a normal life, but the past was always there. He lived in two worlds, modern Britain and ancient Sumer. Dr. Finch adjusted sessions, focusing on play, but the memories persisted. Leo spoke of a family in Eridu, a scribe father, a weaver mother, a sister he missed. His grief was real, his burden immense. How do you comfort a child mourning a family 8,000 years gone? We questioned our choices. Should we have kept this secret? But the truth felt too important to hide. Leo was a living library, a key to lost history. The responsibility was crushing. We were torn between protecting our son and sharing his story with the world. The cost of knowledge was measured in a child's tears. The story leaked. A researcher spoke, and the world erupted. Headlines screamed, "The Sumerian child, the boy who remembers." At first, ridicule. Then Dr. Finch's press conference changed everything. Leo's recordings, the evidence stunned the world. Public reaction was chaos, fascination, fear, religious upheaval. Some called Leo a prophet, others proof of ancient aliens. The scientific community was thrown into turmoil. Our home became a fortress besieged by media and onlookers. Governments scrambled, seeing strategic value in Leo's knowledge. The case became a matter of global importance. We tried to shield Leo, but the world's obsession was relentless. He didn't understand his fame, only that life had become loud and frightening. The pressure mounted, a breaking point was inevitable. The world demanded answers only a 4-year-old could give, and we feared what those answers might reveal. The breaking point came on a cold, clear night. Leo was quiet, withdrawn. Dr. Finch pressed for the end of the story. Why did the Sky People leave? Was it just the war? Leo stared at Orion, then spoke softly of the Sky People's departure. They left, he said, not because they were defeated, but because something was chasing them. The all-powerful beings were fleeing a greater threat. Finch asked, "What was it?" Leo turned, fear in his eyes, and for the first time spoke in perfect English. "They're not running anymore," he whispered. "They're coming back." Because the thing they were running from, he pointed to the sky, voice trembling. The sentence hung unfinished, dread filling the room. The truth was more terrifying than myth, and the world would never be the same.